Rules are made to be broken. Rules are made to be broken. Rules will always be broken. That's why they are made. You're not supposed to go beyond this point. Don't do it. Then you break free. Rules will always be broken. Many rules are code to keep the masses from seeing through the veil to the truth. Rules. Rule. Ruler. Rulers. But learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. What are rules? Morals? More rules? More rules? Tonight we're going to be speaking about the difference between rules and law. Welcome to Center of Light, all you sexy human being Yanavites. And I am inviting you into my humble abode. Sis abroad. Welcome everyone. Tonight we're going to be speaking about Center of Light Foundation law. Breaking the rules. You like breaking the rules, don't you? I know you do. How do I know that? Because you are a reflection of me. You like breaking the rules. You're supposed to break the rules. If you don't ever break the rules, you don't get anywhere. The mother of invention. Everything is birthed out of necessity, the needing to break the rules. People, hello Dana, Leanne, Rena. Let me look at all my screeners. Welcome everyone. The law of flotation was invented because of the need, not invented, but discovered through wanting to make things buoyant. A Navy aircraft carrier, as heavy as this thing is, it's about water dispersion. Keeps it afloat. Law keeps us afloat. Rules kind of keeps us in line, keeps us in check. I understand. They're good rules, rule of thumb kind of thing. I get all that. It makes us numb kind of thing. I don't want no more of that. What is the difference between law and rules? Rules are those things you better not do, but you want so desperately to do them and say, screw them. I'm going to do what I want to do because I'm an innocent child of God And I am eternal, and nothing can ever affect me in my innocence, in my invincibility. You may lose your corporal body, but what is the difference between rules and laws? That tonight and more. Welcome everyone, good to see you. Lots of things are happening for Center of Light. One of those magical, beautiful, powerful things is Dr. Katie Camara. She went through a very intense procedure and she's coming out smelling like a flower that she is. So I want to post this everywhere real quick. Hello, Elaine. Beautiful Elaine. Kelly Bird. Beautiful Kelly Bird. Judy. Hello, Judy. Ramona. Send my love to Max. Hannah. All right, let's get down to some beeswax. Let me get my notes together, get myself together. Dr. Katie Camara is doing well. She's had quite a few good days in a row. It brings joy to my heart, tears to my eyes. She's my partner in the Center of Light Foundation. Fundraiser for Center of Light doing very well. People are jumping on board, sharing, praying, caring, monetarily, however you choose. Keep me in your prayers. Me, not me, we. This foundation is yours. I'm the guy that just sits in his chair, so to speak. Please donate to Center of Light how you feel best. Power, information is power. Being in a formation, an alignment is power. Information, such as knowledge, wisdom, dialogue, definitions, is power. It creates breakthroughs in our lives, in our consciousness, rather. It creates connection in the heart all the way to the divine spigot of love. Power, source, intelligence, love, eternity, all these big God bang kinds of things. I am going to play you a video. In this video, it's a video I made quite a few years ago. But what you're going to hear, other than just the dialogue, you're going to hear some grunts, some moans. I'm warning you. You're going to hear some things pop out. I had to remove the audio with a filter, the background music with a filter, because I don't want to get a spanking on my social media hiney and get shut down and all that stuff. So it got everything except a few little and it's just the Hindi music of the chant, but it sounds kind of cray-cray. Well, cray-cray. Tonight is law versus rules. And the banner, the thumbnail I use is Dr. Strange. Where is Dr. Strange? There he is. He knew how to break the rules. You can't buck current. You can't break law. But you sure can bend the hell out of some rules. So in such a way, Linda Willis Tolstrup, you are Dr. Strange. We are all Dr. Strange, hoping to get some strange things going on. So you're going to hear some strange things happening in my talk that I did in my guest house some years ago. It is what it is. Filter through it and see you in short. Tonight is Center of Light Foundation, law, breaking the rules. Hello, Keith Anthony Blanchard here today with video installment of Burst of Light called The Spirit of the Law. What is the spirit of the law? We often see in our world today some of the issues that are happening surrounding law enforcement, police officers, and those who are truly dedicating their lives to be peace officers emphasize on the word peace completely. There are those out there who are doing just that. There are those out there who are not. And it's not a matter of bad or rogue police officers. There are good and bad people everywhere doing things that are just not congruent with the welfare of humanity, regardless of what it is they do, be it police officers or musicians or just in any walk of life. We have to understand the difference between rules and laws. Police officers are said to uphold the law, but that's not really the truth. Think about it. They don't uphold the law, they uphold the rules. You have to agree with that. That's what they do. They uphold the collective rules that the majority says this is what is allowed and what is not. So maybe we should call them, instead of law enforcement, what if we called them rule enforcement? That just did not work out in the way I hoped it did. I was expecting one or two little things. Nah. So I'm going to do this manually. Welcome everyone. Good to see you. This video is about the spirit of the law. What is the spirit of the law? For example, you're driving down the road, you get pulled over because your brake light is out. The police officer has a dog and they find some marijuana. If you get caught with marijuana and you are now in handcuffs, you did not break a law, the law. You did not break the law. You broke the rule. Hello, Melinda. You get caught with marijuana and you are now in handcuffs. You did not break the law. You broke the rule. Rule? Rules? Ruler? Iron fist? You broke the rule. You did. So, I'm thinking maybe we should call it just as it is. Rule enforcement and not law enforcement. Hello, Debbie Trotter. So you broke the rule. And these people who are bringing me away we're going to get to that shortly. So we should call it as it is. Not law enforcement, rule enforcement. It doesn't make it hither, thither, better or worse. It's just a fact of saying what things really are instead of disguising them with a whole bunch of sprinkles on top of bullshit. So let's look at it for what it is. So a police officer, the English language is so powerful and important. So a police officer, policy enforcement, has you detained because he found your stash. Now, the public servant can choose to uphold the policy, the police, or he can operate within the spirit of the law and show grace and allowance and let you go about your merry way, knowing that you are not harmful to any other people with such a minor infraction. From Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. The link is in this forum, probably at the top. I would think so. Tonight is Center of Light Foundation law. Breaking the rules and literally getting away with it. Spirit and Eyes dialogue. What currently serves as the planet's laws are not, for they are false. I ask you, how can you break a law? How? I don't understand your question, I respond. Since a law is stable and absolute, it cannot be broken. That is what makes it law. If laws could be broken, the universe would shut down. Hello, Robert. So God is not this being with an iron hammer or an iron fist sitting on this Game of Thrones, the Iron Throne, that created this laws. Don't you dare buck. That's not what it is. God did not create law, and God did not create laws. The difference between rules and law is God didn't create law. God's very existence is law. So it's not with a governing fist and hammer. It's not. It's law as to why it cannot be budged, fudged, or anything else. So God is not a being that created laws. God is the law itself. It's the word, the power. If laws could be broken, the universe would shut down. Spiritual law is what maintains universal order and what makes meaning God, in my dialogue, what makes my existence eternal. So many of you are still flouting universal law by following false rulers. Law, rules. By following false rulers, thus they're false rules. And you have been bending them at that. Can you see how this relates to the trouble you all are having? And I say I am starting to. Will you show me what spiritual law looks like? 1997. And Spirit responds, I will do you one better by giving you the divine principle. Not principles, even though there are 9 principles. It's the divine principle of the entire being of spirit. And those fragments of the 9 or different manifestations, ways of seeing the same law. I will do one better for you, Keith, by giving you the divine principle, my law. Everything. I didn't set this up. Everything that I am, I will do one better by giving you the divine principle, not divine principles. My law, not my laws. Everything that I am. When you live it, when you let it become anchored within you, heaven on earth will be yours. There is a gulf, G-U-L-F, gulf of difference between rules and law. Laws. Law/S. Laws. Sometimes we have to become outlaws or in-laws. I know where you're going with that joke. Leave your mother-in-law out of it. Rules keep us in line. I understand it. It's a beautiful thing. It's courtesy. It's respect. First come, first serve kind of thing. I get that. Other than that, it is a code to keep you from being able to peer through the veil to the truth. Code. Rules. Mushrooms. THC. I'm not condoning that you and supporting you go out and do whatever. I'm not. But many people in the land and the life of discovery have found that there is something beyond rule and its divine law. And they have used such sacred substances champion the mountain to the fountain of divine youth. I'm going to come back and start revealing some of these laws versus the rules. The slap on the hand. You broke the rule. You bad person, you. Let's see if we're going to play song-wise. Be right back. Divine Lover.
I will be with you always, until the end of time. You will never be alone. I am.
I feel you there beside me. All of my life, all through my days, I've seen places far away. Wondering just when, time and again, I have come to know you. Wondering just where, time and again, you are there beside me. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me know that.
It is my will that you know me. I will not hide my love from you. You create your reality, and every moment by your own perceptions, your judgments, actions. Peace is a state of mind. Bliss is a state of heart. Heaven is a state of being.
Deep in my heart, I know you're there. I can always feel you, guiding my life to see the light that will lead me to the truth. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. For you are my mother,
My soul.
my divine lover. I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me live.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Good to see you tonight. Always good to see you. Always good to be with you. It is my joy. I am addicted to you. I am addicted to people. I am. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Charles Theos, my brother, breaking all the rules. He says, breaking the rules. I'm saying breaking the law. Sing it, Daddy. Breaking the law, breaking the law. You can't break law. We can try. We can buck the current. But the current will buck you back. You can't. You can't break law. You can break the shit out of some rules, though. They're meant to be broken. They're meant to be broken. Isn't that what we want? Isn't that what we've been stroking, is to always get the golden token by breaking the rules? You know, that time when your parents weren't looking and you were 16? Tonight is Center of Light, law. Breaking the rules. Rules. Rule, ruler, rulers. Closing the veil. Choking our vision capacity, our feeling capacity, stifling us to peer through the veil all the way to the truth. Rules. Don't do those things you shouldn't do. You might have too much fun, and that's what opens the gate to the divine party. All right, I got a lot of reading to do. Here we go. Most of it from Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. I don't have a book here. You're funny. Here we go. Right before I went to break, I read this from an excerpt from the book. Keith, I will do you one better. I will give you the divine principle, my law, everything that I am. And when you live it, when you let it become anchored within you, heaven and earth will be yours, not meaning mine. Yours is plural. Let me turn this music down just a wee bit. Here is the divine principle from my first bestseller, The Divine Principle. This is law. You can't fudge it. You just can't. The divine principle. Number one, choose, and all of these attributes, all of these laws are attributes of God, Creator. They're not open to debate. They just aren't. Choose not to accept defeat, the law of all possibilities, pure potentiality, and godhood. Having absolute faith in yourself will enable you to see that miracles can happen to you. That is when you truly begin to live your life as a God aspirant. This can never be undone to anyone sentient being in the universe. Never. It's absolute. Number two, show no intent to control, for any such attempt will defeat you. Hello, 2022, and all the shenanigans, nuisance, and nonsense that is going on. You see, we don't have to do anything. Evil will always devour itself. Number two, show no intent to control, for any such attempt will defeat you. The law of karma, the law of cause and effect. Through this law, divine order is upheld. So as I said earlier, God is not this being on the iron throne that created laws and say, don't you dare do this. There will be smiting from me. It's not how it works. It's through the law of karma that the divine law is upheld. And it turns within itself to update itself to understand what it has done that to bring such a horrible experience on oneself. Life after life, strife after strife. Through the law of karma, the law of cause and effect, law is upheld, divine order is in place. Number three, choose not to place your happiness in the hands of another person, nor in the temporal world. The law of self-fulfillment through God, the source of all life and happiness. The law of no external idol worship was given to all of you by Moses. Number four, choose to reach for the ideal self by turning inward to move forward, to move upward, to move toward. The law of observation, learning to remember creates regeneration. expansion, and conscious spiritual evolution. Number 5, pray and meditate daily. The law of giving and receiving. Prayer is talking to God. Meditation is listening. When these two are practiced together, you and I, spirit, communicate. Prayer is giving. When you pray, you help heal someone or give them something they may be in need of. Giving is receiving. When you give, you affirm that you have an abundance to share and the gift becomes your own. Meditation is receiving. When you meditate, the soul's wisdom is revealed to you and the potential for betterment becomes clear. Receiving is giving. When you receive something gratefully, I love that spot. It allows another to feel the joy of giving. Thus is abundance spread. Number 6, show intent to embrace, understand, and transcend your fear. The law of divinity and free will choice. Alignment with God rewards all of us everlasting peace. Number 7, become fully aware of what you are thinking and feeling, for this will launch you into your mastery as creator. The law of I. When you are aware of awareness, you are conscious of consciousness. Number 8, take responsibility for your life. This is, it was a ball buster. It was tough. It was a rose and a thorn at the same time. There is no way around this. Take responsibility for your life. You don't have to like it. For it is of your own creation, all of it. The law of deliberate creativity. This is living laws number 1 and number 7, which are all included, but specifically designed to vibrate with these other two, which makes a trinity. Number 9, claim your part in the whole by realizing who you are. This is tough, not only for spiritual aspirants or even advanced. It's until you settle into the advanced way of expanding your consciousness, could one ever get to the law, God, the truth, you have to break the rule that you are not deserving and or worthy of it, that you are not above, so to speak, the law. Number 9, claim your part in the whole by realizing who you are. You are God. God says, I am you. The law of self-enlightenment, acknowledging God as the omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, the divine source principle embodied within all things. Inherent in each of these laws is the whole of the divine principle. It will take your heart to fully comprehend them because they are formless, above and beyond language. But the sooner you begin to open yourself to them, ground them, and master them, the sooner you can come home, homecoming. There is no need to wait until death for life. Hello, Katie Camara. For living these divine principles will grant you life throughout your life. Continuing to read. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. The difference between rules and laws. Breaking the rules. Spirit continues. You must know that the closer I get to you, the more the law of cause and effect will be in place. Said another way, as my light pierces the illusion of time and space, everything about you will be unmasked. This is the revelation we are living in. To reveal your shadow self, your own illusion, through the rules. The law doesn't change. The rules simply get shattered. And then I respond in a later dialogue. Yeah, you're right about both. But what about the people who say that their right or wrong opinion is based on God's law? Very honest question. No judgment. I'm just asking, what about those people who they say that they're using a measurement stick to understand something of a greater nature? And Spirit responds by saying, what about them? You are always going to come across people, especially some religious leaders, who support the opinion by saying that God has determined what is right and wrong and God is something to fear. It never ceases to amaze me when I hear fear and God in the same breath. The scripture that says, "Judge not lest you be judged," does not mean that I judge your wrongs and then punish you for your sins. It means that when you judge yourself for the poor decisions you have made in the past. And you judge others for the faults you see in yourself. I am not like you in this regard. I have no past to cast judgment upon, for it takes all of my time just to be the love necessary to sustain creation. My stance of unconditional love defines who I am. What defines the world is its present dilemma, figuring out how to catch the ultimate wave of universal law. Up until now, most of you have wiped out in all of your attempts because you have not yet learned. Everything's so small. You have not yet learned the laws that will let you hang 10 and master the ride all the way to Spirit. But now that I see your desire to change, I will present them to you. I will place you atop my surfboard so that you can finally coast in and land on my peaceful shore. This is what law looks like versus rules. The law of gravity. How is that for a law? Spirit poses to me. And I say that's a good one. Keith, until you master this law, if you try to go against it, serious trouble is certain to come your way. Have you jumped off any buildings lately? And I say no, and I don't intend to. The law of karma. You reap what you sow, cause and effect. This law ensures a divine order and keeps it that way. Your difficulty has been that until recently, you did not know that you are the ones responsible for creating your reality. The law of all possibilities. How can that be a law? Because it's decreed by the absolute judge and jury. It's decreed. Everything is possible always. The law of all possibilities. One of my favorites. The universe is a place where miracles are normal occurrences, and all things have a right to be. What will make everything possible for you, Spirit speaking to us, is the clarity that you find by pursuing God. But if you choose to keep on bearing the burden of doubt, the hopelessness that accompanies it will assure that nothing promising will ever come your way. The law of giving. To give is to receive. The way of the Christ. Your illusion of lack has caused you to be selfish and to take, thus ensuring your ongoing impoverishment. The law of purpose or dharma. Find what your own role is in the grand scheme and perform it by allowing your spirit's expression to live and work in your life. Going against this law will put you on a sure path to misery. The law of detachment. To find fulfillment in the indwelling God, all idol worship must be abandoned. Being attached to external world does not work, because when its temporal things are no longer a part of your life, your happiness most assuredly leaves with them. Very simply, these are my laws. If you work with them, they will work for you. Ignore them and the simple becomes difficult. In a later chapter, I will offer even more guidelines for you to follow as you endeavor to live in the Spirit. Everything is so small. I don't know, because I have such a high resolution, it squashes everything into the smallest pixels. Here we go. Very simply, these are my laws. If you work with them, they will work for you. Ignore them, and the simple becomes difficult. And I asked the question, what about rules? Are there any? No. Just keep reflecting on what I said about the law of karma, and that will keep you in order and eventually free you. And I asked, please tell me again what's been binding me. Keith, it's your monkey, your mind. It is your prison, and your ego is its warden. You stay locked up inside because you still listen to that keeper of fear and disregard my laws. We are scared to break the rules. But from this day forth, you can pardon yourself from this life sentence by listening to Spirit and by accepting the fact that I am here and offering you the key to unlock your spirit. All you must do is accept it and know that you truly deserve all that is good. Clarity and love are the building blocks that give the universe its form and that maintains its integrity. They are the code and law you must follow to become aware of Spirit's omniscience, a reality that is only accessible to those who are no longer within shouting or whispering distance of the ego's voice. Infinite possibilities reside within you now. Can you see them? Can you hear them? Can you feel them? There is a gulf, huge, monumental difference between rules and laws. Rules automatically imply they will be broken by the masters who choose to no longer be choking on bullshit. And we are those masters. All of our throats are being strangled, or the potential of. You can skirt, break, bend rules. You can't break law. But when we empower ourselves, what actual law is, we have the power simply to walk up to a padlock as if you were Neo in the Matrix and just hold up your telepathic hand and just will forth open sort of idea. Understanding the difference between law and rules gives us the law imbued with to move through the veil of rulership, the control. You become cloaked, protected. Short break, be right back. Welcome to the Center of Light. Tonight is Center of Light. Law, breaking the rules. Police, policy, law enforcement. The law doesn't need enforcement. It's called karma. That is reinforcement. Maybe it should be called as it is. Rule enforcement. Policy holders. That's what they do. But when you step on the stage as a divine being called the free man, look that up, the free man, everything just changes, simply. In fact, the arena of such political nuisance and nonsense, it loses its luster. In fact, when people start talking about it, you get this nausea feeling in your throat, and you just want to remove yourself from the conversation. I understand. Hello, Abigail. Good to be right back. Good to see you, everybody. I just love this song. Robert, I'm going to sing this out to you.
100 million pieces, making one of each and every heart. Giving one love like you really mean it. Seeing one in each other every day. Loving one is how to get to heaven. Sharing one love that you are. Hearing one, that little voice inside. Being one with all the people. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart. Causing one to feel peace too. And that's the way. And that's the way to be one. Being one that lives to make a difference. Caring for one who really needs a friend. Opening one to truth that they see, yeah. Lifting one to dwell in the kingdom. Dwell in the kingdom. Sending one only thoughts of happiness. Receiving one love that's your gift. Think as one ends the separation. Being one saves the world. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart. Causing one to feel peace too. And that's the way. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart. Cause the world to feel peace too. And that's the way. And that's the way to be one. To be one. To be
Welcome back to Center Light. Tonight we are speaking about the difference between rules and laws. There is a huge difference. Huge difference. Rules keep us in line. Law leads us to freedom. Rules keep us in line. Law leads us to freedom. God didn't create laws, though he gave them to Moses on a tablet. That was for the consciousness of that time. Now, not only is it the time, it's time that we take such rules that kept us in line to get to this graduation period of living the law, living the God, living God, the living God in all of us. God didn't create laws. God is the law. That's why it can never be fudged or budged. Rules are meant to be broken. Tonight we're speaking about the difference between rules and laws. From Homecoming, Divine Principles, same book, different format. Unconditional love is the entrance into the unconditional love titled chapter. Spirit says, you may ask why I do not solve the world's problems. The answer, I do address them, but not by waving my hand to remove them, for that would negate my unconditional love, the love that allows everything to be just as it is. If I were to step in and immediately solve the world's calamities that you have created, all actions, development, and evolution would stop. And if a greater need should arise, all of creation would collapse with its law of cause and effect in place. This is so powerful. God cannot violate this law, or it would be the end of everything that was, is, or ever could be. In fact, it'd be so the end, nothing would have ever existed, ever, because God is eternal. It would just be a vacuum of emptiness, and we couldn't even begin to conceive of such a concept. God cannot even escape this law. Listen to it carefully. Spirit speaking, if I were to step in and immediately solve the calamities that we have created, all actions, development, and evolution would stop. And if a greater need should arise, all of creation would collapse with its law of cause and effect in place. The solutions you seek will come about when everyone becomes willing to be stripped, vulnerable, naked, and the fires of purification. The solutions you seek will come about when everyone becomes willing to be stripped of all that is impure and to be rebuilt into conscious beings. Only then will you be able to rise above your troubles and create a world of love, peace, and unity. The world is not in its predicament because of what God has made of man, but because of what man has made of himself when I gave him everything. Keep in mind what I said earlier from another excerpt from the book. Keith, keep in mind what I said earlier. Your present legislative branch will collapse. This was in 1997. This is happening now. Your present legislative branch will collapse, and it will take many years to rebuild. Because of this restoration process, many old guard politicians will be forced out. It's happening. Doesn't look like it, but it's happening. Your new lawmakers will not make law per se, but rather will introduce you to divine law and teach everyone how to fall into flow with it. Remember too, as I have said, the establishment of divine order is commencing as I speak. There is a huge ocean, universal difference between law and rules. Law is eternal. It can't be fudged or budged because you will always exist. You are part of that law. You are part of the anchor. You are the anchor. Law cannot be broken. God cannot be broken. You can't break God. So it's eternal. God's very presence in existence is law. Creates a new perspective and a way of moving through so much spiritual territory and tundra and acreage and forest to simply get to the peak of a mountain by not feeling bad, by wanting to break the rules. It's in your nature. We should return spirituality back to its natural wild state. You can't bridle the divine. You can't harness the vine. You can't squash, choke, or suffocate the divine's effulgent, infinitely expression. That's law. Rules say, don't do that. And the rulers say, you better not do that because we don't want you to be a little bit too happy now, do we? No, they don't. No blame, no shame, no game. All the same, it's everyone's responsibility to bend, break the rules, provided you don't hurt yourself and anyone else, and all those cool things I should say as a disclaimer, and move into divine law. And the momentum of that law will bring you to beyond even what you thought you deserve. That's the law. God is all giddy and stuff. So we need to get all giddy and stuff and become exactly as it is. To be as it is. That's to be us. See you soon. Peace, love, and light to you. In fact, your existence is evidence of law. Peace, love, and